Time seemed to go slower when we were kids, but it seems to go faster now, doesn't it? You look back at your childhood, and all the summers seem to last forever, filled with endless days of fun and adventure. But look back at the past 5 years, and where did they go? It seems like just yesterday that you were making New Year's resolutions for 2018. Yet here you are in 2023, about to make New Year's resolutions for the next year. What gives? Why does time seem to be speeding up as we age? And is it really speeding up? This question has been pondered by scientists and philosophers for centuries. Some say that there's a biological reason for it, while others claim it's a byproduct of our brain's tendency to adapt and change. But before we dive into these theories, let's define what we mean by time. For the sake of this discussion, we can define time as our perception of the passage from one moment to another. This means that our experience of time is not necessarily the same as the actual duration of events. Our perception of time is influenced by a variety of factors, including our age, our state of mind, and the intensity of the experience itself. So, why does time seem to go slower when we're kids? There are a few reasons for this. First, as children, we don't have a lot of responsibilities. We don't have to worry about paying bills or keeping up with the news, so we have more time to focus on the present moment and enjoy our surroundings. Second, children are constantly learning new things. Every day brings new experiences and discoveries that capture their attention and make time seem to pass more slowly. Remember that time you learned how to ride a bike as a kid? How old were you? 6? 7? Do you remember how long it took you to learn? It seemed like an eternity, didn't it? But in reality, it only took a few days. That's because you were so focused on the task at hand, learning how to balance yourself on 2 wheels, that you didn't have time to think about anything else. You were living in the moment. This intense focus is another reason why time seems to go slower when we're kids. Finally, when we're young, we tend to be more curious and imaginative. The world is full of wonder, and we're eager to explore it. This sense of adventure makes time seem to pass more slowly because we're always looking forward to what's next. As we get older, we become more routine-oriented and less prone to daydreaming. Our focus narrows to the tasks at hand, and we become less aware of the passage of time. We stop looking up at the clouds and start focusing on our phones. When we do this, we lose our sense of wonder and fail to appreciate the present moment. This is one reason why time seems to be speeding up as we age. Our brains are simply not as attuned to the passage of time as they once were. Another theory as to why time seems to speed up as we age is that our memories play a role in shaping our experience of time. Our memories are most vivid when they involve novel or emotionally charged experiences. As children, we have a lot of these types of experiences. Everything is new and exciting to us. But as we get older, our lives become more routine and we have fewer novel experiences. This isn't necessarily a bad thing. Routine can provide stability and comfort, but it does mean that our memories aren't as stimulating as they once were. As a result, we don't have as much to remember and compare our present experiences to, which makes it seem like time is passing more quickly than it actually is. Additionally, our ability to form new memories may decline as we age, which could also contribute to the feeling that time is slipping away. When we're young, we form a lot of memories that capture our attention and make us feel like time is going slowly. As we get older, our memories become less vivid and we start to forget things more often. This could be due to changes in our brain chemistry or structure that occur as we age, or it could simply be a natural byproduct of having lived a long life and had many experiences. Either way, our changing memories contribute to our changing experience of time. But what about the times in our lives when we feel like time is speeding up? Like right now, if you're in your 20s or 30s, maybe you're finishing school, getting married, starting a family, buying a house, all within the span of a couple of years. Where did the time go? You might think that you're experiencing time more intensely than ever before, but in reality, it's just that you're experiencing different things than you did as a child. Your current experiences are less novel to you, which means that your brain doesn't have to work as hard to process them. As a result, time seems to be passing more quickly than it did when you were younger. When you were young, everything was new and exciting. Your brain had to work hard to process all of the new information, which meant that time seemed to slow down. But now, your life is more routine. Your brain doesn't have to work as hard to process everyday experiences, so time seems to be passing more quickly. Another factor that contributes to the feeling that time is speeding up is our changing perception of the future. When we're young, we feel like we have all the time in the world. We think that we'll live forever and that there's no need to rush. As we get older, we start to realize that our time is limited. We think about retirement and the golden years and all of the things that we want to accomplish before we die. This realization can make us feel like time is slipping away, even if it's not actually doing so. When we're young, we don't think about our mortality very often. We think that we'll live forever. But as we get older, we start to realize that we won't. This realization can make us feel like time is passing more quickly than it actually is. So, is time really speeding up as we age? No, it's not. It's our perception of time that's changing. This happens for a number of reasons. Our brains are less attuned to the passage of time. Our memories aren't as vivid as they once were. And we have a greater sense of urgency about our lives. All of these factors contribute to the feeling that time is speeding up, but they don't necessarily mean that time is actually passing more quickly. In fact, studies have shown that the rate of time's passage is constant regardless of age. So even though it feels like time is speeding up, it's really not. It's just our perception of time that's changing. This is just one example of how our brains can deceive us. There are many other instances in which our brain's interpretations of the world around us are wrong. But that doesn't mean that our experiences are any less real. In fact, sometimes our misinterpretations of the world around us can lead to positive experiences. For example, when we're young, we often feel like we have all the time in the world. This feeling can motivate us to take risks and try new things. If we didn't feel like time was on our side, we might be less likely to travel or start a business or pursue our dreams. So, while it's important to be aware of the ways in which our brains can trick us, it's also important to remember that these tricks can sometimes lead to positive outcomes. So, the next time you feel like time is slipping away from you, take a deep breath and remember that it's just your brain trying to trick you. Don't let it get to you. Time may not be speeding up, but you are getting older and the clock is ticking. So use your time wisely and make the most of every moment. We only get one shot at life, so don't waste it. Are you feeling motivated yet? Let us know in the comments below. Are you ready to take charge of your life and make the most of the time that you have left? We hope so, and if you are, then be sure to subscribe to the channel so that you never miss an inspiring video. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Until next time, thanks for watching.